Welcome, fellow nerds, to this episode of Nerd Shit, hosted by Lord Brad and Rioric, where we discuss all things nerd. Whether it's anime, movies, comic books, video games, Magic the Gathering, or Dungeons & Dragons. If it's nerd, we talk about it. So pull up your favorite chair, pour a glass of mead, and get ready to come and discuss everything nerd shit. Alright, everyone, this is Lord Brad. I just want to say hi, and that we're doing this a little differently today because we have a guest joining us. It is my cousin, Vin Wiesel. Jordan, say hi.
Hey guys.
I didn't sound enthusiastic, like you don't want to be here.
Oh, I just don't want to go back to work. Good old army days.
Well, since we've got Vin Wiesel with us today, we're going to talk about things that Vin Wiesel tends to really get into. Because he's a nerd like us. I mean, he plays Magic with us. He does video games. He does D&D. He does all the nerd stuff, even though he's a gym rat. And we forgive him for that.
Gym rat?
Okay, Jim Mouse. He may not be big enough to be a rat.
Well, that just goes with Vin Wiesel. Yeah. That's why I thought you said that. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I didn't put two and two together until just now. But no, just gym rat's just a general term for people that live in the gym.
I will say
as in the gymnasium, not Jim as in the guy next door. I don't know. He may be that kind of a gym rat too, but if his name was Dwayne, he would be a Dwayne rat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good old cousin Brandon took that name away. Vin Wiesel, because I do love the gym, and I'm a smaller version of Vin Diesel himself.
Hang on, let's clarify how much smaller. How tall is Vin Diesel?
Vin Diesel's actual height?
Yeah, do you know how tall he is? I've never thought to look at his height.
Jordan probably knows the height.
Honestly, his height, I don't know so much.
What's his weight?
His weight? Last time, his good weight that I knew, he claimed to be about 195.
What was The Rock's weight?
Rock's weight is actually about 265.
What's his height?
6'5".
See, this is weird, guys.
So, yes, Jordan is going to be a smaller version of Vin Diesel because, as it turns out, Vin Diesel is 5'11".
Wow.
Yeah, he's slightly shorter than me.
He's an inch taller than me.
Yeah. That makes him like a foot taller than Jordan.
Yeah.
Actually, right here says he comes in at 225 pounds.
Vin Diesel?
Yes, Vin Diesel.
Wow.
Is that muscle version or like the
vacation
version?
I don't know. Muscle does tend to be more dense, and especially on his Fast and Furious sets. I mean, he does get pretty big.
Yeah.
That's just gym nerd right there, man.
Hey,
what size shoe does The Rock wear?
Not that much.
I figured you'd know. You used to know everything about him.
What size jockstrap does The Rock wear?
Now that's classified just for me.
Just for you.
Anyway, enough picking on Vin Wiesel. We brought him here to join us in conversation, not be a target.
I wasn't picking. I was showing everybody that he knows about Vin Diesel and The Rock. Mostly The Rock, but he knows like everything about them. And that's the weird part.
Some people have their areas of specialty. You can quote Pokemon information from A to Z.
That's true.
You've got the entire Pokédex for 30 years worth of Pokemon games memorized.
True. And I don't know it in alphabetical. I know it by their numerical order by release date in the Pokédex.
That's even worse.
No, because there's numbers there.
Yeah, I know South Park.
I know South Park too. Pretty good.
Yeah. So anyway, while we've got Vin Wiesel with us, let's start with some Vin talk. Arc 2. When's that releasing?
So Arc 2 has kind of been a vague topic as of late. I would say originally 2022. 2023 was supposed to be the release date, and now it's still in speculation. Vin Diesel doesn't exactly have a knack for getting his stuff pushed out, as we're still waiting on a Riddick 4. But it was announced in the Game Awards, I think in 2020. So I've been waiting for this game a long time as a Vin Diesel fan.
Well,
But
if he is being the character, or he's the inspiration that the character for the game is being modeled around, which the screenshots I've seen, it looks like it's Vin Diesel in a video game, right?
yeah, he's actually the main character for the game, which is his name's Santiago, and then the little girl, I believe is his family member or something, maybe his daughter, and that's
Yeah.
the voice of Moana.
So if he's busy filming all the Fast and the Furious stuff and doing all of his movies that he's doing, maybe they haven't been able to finish some of the motion capture for the game. Maybe they're doing some reworks with that, and he hasn't been able to be there. Maybe that's some of the delay.
Yeah, it was set for 2022, and then it just got pushed back randomly, which ironically is probably about the same time that his Fast and Furious didn't have a director, so that could have been an issue too, as they didn't know when they'd start, production again.
Well, as many pies as he's got his fingers in, I'm sure he stays busy.
Yeah, Riddick 4. He also did. Speaking of Ark, there is a Ark anime series coming out too that he announced while making the movies. I mean, the video game. So
What platform?
that will be. I want to say it's supposed to be Amazon.
Any kind of a target release that you know of?
No, not that I know of. The only thing he's really said is that any real gamer fan should be a huge fan of his game and movie, as it's not only going to be a good game, but has a lot of things nerds love, which is RPG play style, dinosaurs, and lots of action.
But this kind of has a little concern to me. Is there any correlation between the game and the anime? Like, do the stories lead into one another? Or are they just two separate things based off of a common, core?
So as far as I know, the Arc anime is really just supposed to be an animation with you know based on survival and dinosaurs. It's based off of it, but nothing necessarily to do with the game. As I've put some hours into Arc myself. I've been told that Vin Diesel's character is actually at the end of Arc, which I have gotten nowhere to with all my hours in Elden Ring. But really, the whole anime is just supposed to be something they've brought a lot of names into. I want to say they got Russell Crowe and some other, I guess you could say, nerdy actors with popularity in their name, and they're just trying to get together and make it a decent thing for gamers.
Well, speaking of video games and anime, have either of you watched the new Cyberpunk anime? Cyberpunk now has an anime called Edge Runners on Netflix, and it's actually really good. Made by a very popular studio, Studio Trigger, who I've known before they were Trigger. I watched Gurren Lagann. They had Kill la Kill, which are their two most popular. It wasn't called Trigger when Gurren Lagann came out, but it's based in the world of Cyberpunk, and some of the characters and things bleed between each other, but it's its own thing, and it's really good, and has brought people back to Cyberpunk.
I was about to say the video game was something I was playing during AIT. I know it was something that people complained about the bugs and everything, but I actually came to enjoy it. What little I did get to play with it when there wasn't drill sergeants all up my butt. But I did turn on the last few episodes of Cyberpunk, and from what I watched, I actually enjoy it. It's right from the start. It's just guns blazing. Big dude. Involved in a little shootout. I mean, the action in it seemed pretty cool. Really, I haven't got too far in it, but the Ghost in the Shell was something I was a fan of, and I want to say that's one they kind of base it off of.
Okay, but, so I'm gonna have to check that one out because I hadn't even heard of it. But Where I was going with this was there was a TV show a few years back called Defiance.
Oh.
And it was kind of a post alien war kind of show where you had, humans and aliens kind of live in an uncomfortable cohabitation situation. And, they just, it was an interesting little sci-fi show. We'll just leave it at that. But they had a video game at the same time that was based on the show. And they kept talking about, storylines from the show are going to make their way into the video game. So we're going to do these episodic releases or patches for the game to add quests and storyline details, and you'll be able to find certain things that were referenced in the show. So there was a motivation to do both simultaneously, to watch the show so you could play the game.
This sounds like it did not do well.
It did not. First of all, the game was based off of another game. They just basically reskinned it. So it was the same gameplay, just different models, more or less. Same engine. And the TV show, they came out and they did their things, but the game never really seemed to keep up with it very well. The show, they were never sure if it was going to get renewed beyond, the next season. It didn't do well. The show, I think, lasted 3 seasons before it ended up dying, and the game died shortly thereafter. Then they rebranded it like Defiance 2057 and relaunched the game, but it was the same damn game. Same game, new name, and not even really a new name, just a slightly modified name. So it was bad. So anytime people talk about, oh yeah, they've got this game or this anime or the series that's coming out with this game, that just always sparks those fears for me.
No, this one was good. I still have the last 2 episodes I gotta watch, but it's pretty good. I didn't ever play the game, but there's like Easter eggs of the game and everything. But it is its own story.
What's it called again?
Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
Edge Runner. Okay, and Cyberpunk. So Vin Wiesel was talking about playing an AIT. Just so you know, Vin, they released some very major patches for Cyberpunk. One of them just within the last few days.
1.6, yeah.
Yeah, and it's supposed to have fixed a lot of the bugs that everybody was complaining about, and people are saying that it's a really good game now. So if you haven't played it in a while, you might look at grabbing it again.
But yeah.
Vin?
So on the Cyberpunk thing, back in AIT, I want to say there was a couple patches. There was issues with boobs falling out of shirts and little.
Wait, that's an issue?
It was an issue for some people. I know.
Wow. Okay.
Well, they're probably dudes.
But I do want to say there's nudity in there without it. So maybe it was just the fact that maybe you don't want your character, flashing unnecessarily. I don't know. But I mean, it was a good game regardless for me. I enjoyed it pretty much. It was like you create a character, you're playing as, you have different gameplays. You can just run around with a knife and, kill people with knives, which, being a roguelike like Riddick, pretty fun for me. But going off the, series thing, Ark Survival Evolved is the one that I've been playing. I don't know what series that is, but it doesn't really tie into the anime at all, really. I mean, the anime itself has given some skins for the game, but there's really no plot to Ark itself. I mean, it's almost like Minecraft with dinosaurs and people raiding your camps. So there's not really a story to be had. I think it's just something they wanted to bring to life, as a fan of Vin and, everything that he's done. He does do a lot of passion projects, and it's a game that he fell in love with, after his son showed him it. So maybe he just thought, hey, my son would like if, I made a movie about a video game he likes. So who knows?
I mean, that is neat. And I don't have a problem with games using art from a TV show, a movie, an anime that it's based off of, or vice versa. It's when they try and intermingle the storylines, especially, with something like a series that's ongoing, because then you have to ongo the game development, which means that you're going to have all kinds of problems. And if one gets a delay and the other one doesn't, then how do you reconcile that? And it seems like it's a logistic nightmare.
And then it could mess with the lore in one or the other, and the
Yeah.
timelines could not match, and it's just like, just why?
Yeah.
Well, an interesting fact on that: Vin Diesel owns a gaming studio. Tygon Studios. He made his Riddick games.
What's his studio called again? I can't remember.
Tygon Studios.
Trigon, that's right.
Tigon. Now, the arc that he's doing it based off of is actually the arc he didn't have a part in. Like, Ark Survival Evolved was the first game, and that motivated him to make the second one, and he has a hand in making Ark 2. But the anime series is based off the first one, which, might, I guess, let you see that this is more of a passion project and not like some, cash grab on a, already made video game series.
Yeah.
I feel like everything Vin Diesel does is a passion project.
Pretty much, he actually put his home down as a collateral to make the Riddick movies. And believe it or not, he didn't like his Fast and the Furious series where they were taking it in the second one. And so he declined. And Universal actually told him if he made a cameo, they'd give him the rights to make more Riddick movies. And so he made the cameo, and then he got his Riddick series and started focusing on that before he went back to Fast and the Furious, which is probably now his most marketable project now.
Well, because after they did Too Fast, Too Furious, he'd already kind of stepped away at that point. But they did that Tokyo Drift, and Tokyo Drift got ripped apart. So they went back to Vin and was like, we really need you for this. And that's when he stepped in and said, fine, but I get control. That's why the Fast and Furious franchise has evolved the way it has since then.
Yeah, and it was that Tokyo Drift cameo that they pushed him for. Had he not done that, he would not have had Riddick. I want to say the first two probably did pretty well, and then the third one, I believe, pretty much bombed. But them being passion projects, I enjoy them, but I also think that for nerds and nerd stuff, it's an interesting sci-fi to watch. And he's actually got video games he made back then about them that supposedly did pretty good with Midway.
Do what?
The Chronicles of Riddick. He actually made those a while back and tied into his Riddick series. And Tygon and Universal worked together, and made his game. And then he was trying to get more to do with Midway games before that, fell through.
Yeah. Well, and there were a lot of things during my time at Midway that and I don't remember all of the different projects that came through, and I'm sure there were a bunch that we never heard. But there were some where they would ask us, hey, what do you think about these games, or play these demos? Is this a game that you think we should pursue? And we had a running joke in our department because whatever we said, management always did the opposite. Like Driver, the first Driver game, that was kind of like the predecessor to GTA, that came through Midway. We played the demo of it before it was finished, and we told them, oh man, this is going to be great. There's nothing else on the market like it. Grab it, grab it, grab it. And they passed on it. Driver went on to be like one of the top driving games on the PS1 and won a bunch of awards and was the greatest, one of their greatest sellers or whatever. And then, like I said, it spawned the GTA series. So anything we told them they passed. Every time we said pass, they grabbed. It was so weird. And I'm sure there were a lot of other opinions and perspectives on that beyond just a bunch of us nerds in a room playing video games. But yeah, we were always on the side of the good games, and we never got them.
I will say, talking about Midway games, the Wheelman was the basically driver series of his that he went through Midway with, and I want to say it bombed maybe. Not sure. Some people think it was pretty good, and was reminiscent of his Fast and the Furious series, but I don't know because I
Vaguely
never played
remember
them.
Wheelman. I think Wheelman suffered from timing because Wheelman came out after Driver, if I'm not mistaken, and it may have come out around the same time as the first GTA, which kind of took everybody by storm. So I think he may have just gotten bad timing on the release of that one. Cause I'm pretty sure I remember that one. And that was 25 years ago, so I don't, I'm old. I could have forgotten a lot of things in that time, but who knows?
Well, around that time, when it came out, I want to say maybe 2009. I'm not really fond of playing. I wasn't really fond of playing video games on consoles back then. I was more handheld on my 3DS, and well, actually, no, back then it was just been
Oh, that was
regular
the
DS.
DSi.
Yeah, that'd be DS, DSi, but still, I played handheld mostly up until that point.
Oh no, that game's a lot newer than I thought.
Yeah.
2009 for the PS3. So yeah, he probably just got swarmed. Everybody was GTA, and they probably thought it was a GTA rip.
Oh.
Well, it's also hard to not feel like a rip when he's, I feel like he probably wants to put his Fast and the Furious games and all the things that he does into one game, which ends up being just one big giant GTA. Like if you look at Fast Five, I mean, if you make a game about stealing a safe out of a vault and using two, what was it, Dodge Chargers to try and run away with, I mean that's very GTA like.
Yeah, I mean, it had a very GTA feel. I'll give you that.
The Fast and the Furious are just movie versions of what you can do in GTA.
Exactly.
He just took the storyline for Wheelman and turned it into a movie.
Yeah.
That's funny. God, I'd forgotten all about that game until just now. Damn. But anyhow, well, let's talk Dragon Quest for a minute. You like Dragon Quest, right?
Yeah, I mean, Dragon Quest is a game that I would say is probably one of my all-time favorites. Not just because it's a great game, but also one thing that I love is it's made by the art style of it's made by the same guy who created Dragon Ball Z, which is my favorite anime series of all time that I've probably rewatched at least 5 or 6 times.
And that animator, his name is Charles Schultz or something, isn't it?
I don't even know who that is.
Absolutely,
He got behind Peanuts.
That would be Akira Toriyama, and the art style he does is really, I guess you could say it's very distinct and colorful, and all the cases that you look at really look like Dragon Ball, and the monsters in them are pretty. Some are pretty fun and dark looking. Some are just goofy characters, which is fun too. It's fun to enjoy the little storylines along with colorful characters and
Pop quiz, hotshot. Pop quiz. Can
All
you
right.
spell Toriyama without looking on your phone?
I cannot actually.
Come on, man. It's 8
I can
letters.
try.
Sound it out.
Tor. Would it be I
Yeah.
Y
Uh-huh.
AMA?
Hey, see, you can do it.
Nice.
The steroids haven't rotted your brain.
Not completely.
So Dragon Quest Treasures, are you looking forward to that one?
So that's one that I think is going to be a fun little game to have in between the many things I am looking forward to. I'm mostly looking forward to the next Dragon Quest game that is actually based off the anime series. But Dragon Quest Treasures is something I think, can be fun for Dragon Quest fans. It doesn't follow the same, RPG style where, you kind of have turn-based fights and, a long adventure.
Isn't that the one that y'all used to all play with each other on your DSs?
No, that was Dragon Quest 9.
Yeah.
This one is basically a continuation of the Dragon Quest Monster Joker series. Not continuation. There was a series called Dragon Quest Monsters there are technically 6 games, but only 2 of them released in America. And the
Typical.
third of the Joker series only released in Japan in 2016, where you go out and you convince monsters to join your party, and you go out there and fight with them. And it was turn-based 3-on-3 or 3 more, depending on if they summoned or not. And you just had monsters, and you could fuse them to make bigger monsters and all that. And you competed in tournaments, or one of them you were lost on an island and you were fighting giant monsters that would take up the space of all 3, stuff like that. But in this new series, it's not turn-based, it looks like.
Yeah, so it looks the thing that I think will be interesting to see is how they deal with the monsters. If you can recruit them and train them, and take said monster and fuse it with another one to make your own little party. I think that'd be something fun to do. But as far as
Dragon
combat,
Quest Treasures is kind of like Monster Rancher meets Shin Megami Tensei.
kind of, yeah. It's actually a good description. The Shin Megami, having your monsters, fusing them. You used to be able to do that in the like DQM series. There's not too much on the whole depth of what you can do with the monsters as of yet, but the monsters you do recruit do follow you, and like I said, it's not really a turn-based gameplay, so you're kind of just using your knife and attacking things, and your monsters help you as you go through and hunt for treasure. It's actually a spin-off of Dragon Quest XI, which was probably one of the best Dragon Quest games that I've played on an actual console.
Which one's the one for the PS5? 12?
11. I don't
That's
think
11.
it's from 11. I think it's from another game. I think it's from like 7 or 8. I think the 2 main characters are actually from another video game series.
So Eric, the I don't know if you remember Eric from Dragon Quest XI, but that's who this is. This is them as kids. They're just little kids.
Oh, so this is Eric. Okay, I didn't know that. This is Eric and his sister?
Yes, this is Eric and his sister as little kids. He's the thief class. I'm not sure. I'm sure that's why they carry knives. But it's basically them as kids hunting for treasure. Probably diving more into, his backstory, because there wasn't a whole lot. Because when you start the game, you end up in jail, and you meet Eric, and you escape together.
Instant best friends.
Yeah, instant best friends. But as far as this game goes, it's just kind of a little fun spin-off series, I think. Like I said, the gameplay for me is a little saddening, but as a diehard fan, I'm still gonna get it.
I think I'm gonna pass that one, because between Pokemon and Fire Emblem, I don't need another one.
Yeah, because it goes Pokemon in November, Dragon Quest in December, Fire Emblem, which is also the 30th anniversary, in January.
Yeah, and I've got Diofield right now, and that's gonna occupy my time until Pokemon. But enough about games. Let's take a break from games, because I know what Vin Wiesel really wants to talk about. Do you know what Vin Wiesel wants to talk about?
Something big, shocking, and black.
Maybe.
Well, there could be more massive ways to describe it, but
it's got a lot of girth, pretty big, large head.
Kind of looks like me. Well,
hairless and old.
Now, I wouldn't say hairless, but
well, you have studied it more than me, so
well, Black Adam, who is played by The Rock, my hero, and obviously my soon-to-be husband, but more on that later. So Black Adam's tickets obviously just went on sale today, if y'all didn't know. Honestly, I'm not sure that I've ever seen a movie go on sale this early, from it being released in October 21st. That's what, almost a month in advance.
Just to be clear, I mean, we don't make a secret that we record these things in advance, but I mean, this is, like you said, nearly a month before the actual opening weekend. That's crazy.
But yeah, so his tickets went on sale. This movie's been, probably in the making for over a decade.
Well, he's been
Never,
hyping it for a year. I mean, there's been marketing at some level for the better part of a year. I mean, he's been posting stuff on social media about it since they started doing costume designs and filming the first scenes.
well, see, he actually announced it as soon as they introduced the whole, DC universe. Man, I don't even remember what year that was. Like 2014, he had finally said that he was gonna be Black Adam. So I mean, all this talk of I'm Black Adam, back in 2014, we're like, well, where's the movie? I mean, they didn't even do Shazam yet. I mean, Shazam was what, 2019?
Something like that, yeah.
See, and whenever Shazam came out, he was like, yeah, we want to do our own movie. We don't want to tie in with Shazam quite yet because we want to have a build up. That way, Black Adam has a story, Shazam has a story, and then you make a big epic clash, and it's like, well, that sounds great. You announced you were going to make your movie in, 2014. So where's it at? And I want to say it's been delayed almost 3 times along
It's
this
been
long
what,
time
nearly
wait.
20 times? Sorry.
So after it had been announced way back, man, like you said, maybe a year ago, it had already been pushed back since then, at least 3 times.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody's been slipping on release dates since 2020. COVID came through, all the theaters shut down, so all the movies that they had planned for those months that everybody was in lockdown had to be rescheduled, which meant that other movies that were tied into those had to be rescheduled. So yeah, I mean, it's not surprising that things have been pushed back and moved around because everybody else's schedules are moving around. DC's not wanting to step on their stuff by releasing something else that's going to swallow it up, but they also want to pick a window in between the Marvel releases because they know going head to head against Marvel is probably going to hurt them. They may not lose with Black Adam, but it's going to hurt them, and they want to maximize sales.
Yeah, so here it says it was originally set for December 2020. No, December 2021 on the 22nd. And it was because of the COVID, pandemic. And then it was set for July this year. And then now it got pushed back to October. So,
Well, in July, what did we have releasing in July? We had didn't we have a Jurassic Park movie come out this summer? There was something else in July that cause I wanted to go see. I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to see that.
Apparently you didn't.
No, I did. I went and saw it, but I'm old. I don't remember what I've seen.
It was Top Gun.
No.
Yeah.
Well, I know I went and saw Top Gun, but that was not one that I had to go watch.
I know which one it was. It was DC League of Super Pets.
No, that was you.
It was Minions.
All jokes aside,
it was Minions.
I was gonna say, all jokes aside, it was Minions and Thor: Love and Thunder that came out in July.
Oh yeah,
yes.
Thor.
Yeah, so that's why they probably moved it away from July to move it away from Thor.
No, I think Minions did better, so we're gonna go with Minions.
Well, they probably moved it away for both of them, but after Thor Ragnarok, they probably didn't want to go toe to toe with Thor: Love and Thunder just in case.
Mm-hmm.
So that makes total sense.
And he did release his, DC League of Super Pets, so maybe that was a good little.
Well, if they moved him to October, they may have moved up DC Super Pets.
Yeah, they could have.
They may have went, okay, we can put Super Pets against Minions to free up space for Black Adam. They may have rotated them. I don't know. It's not uncommon.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. That one wasn't one I followed, but I did watch it. It is on HBO Max now. That came out on the 26th of this month.
I'm sure I'll end up with it here at the house for the little ones to watch at some point, but it's just not one
I will say it's actually better than I thought. I didn't expect very much out of it, and it actually surprised me. There is a fun little Black Adam versus Superman teaser that they kind of have been teasing a while. The Rock's been kind of reaching out to, Henry Cavill, wanting him to play Superman so they could do a big clash.
Yeah. So, speaking of reaching out and getting people to do things, did you see the news about Deadpool?
I did see the news about Deadpool.
Did you see the videos?
I did watch the videos. It was pretty. The one that I thought was pretty. It was obviously funny the way he introduced it, where he's just like, "Hey, Hugh Jackman, you want to play Wolverine?" And he just walks by and says,
Yeah.
"Yep." And him. Geez.
The explanation video the next day was good.
Yeah, the explanation video where he goes to explain the movie, explain that Logan's a totally different thing as Wolverine is dead.
So hold up here.
What did I miss?
Okay, so you may not have heard the news. Deadpool 3 officially has Hugh Jackman as Wolverine.
When did this come?
2 days ago? 3 days ago?
It was about 2 days ago that.
Yeah.
It was a casual release that was. People actually thought it was a joke, because
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds, isn't always known to be, the serious guy to make announcements and stuff. But
Yeah.
and they do have a rivalry, a fun little rivalry they always have with their alcohol and everything. But shortly after that, they were like, "It's confirmed. Hugh Jackman will be in Deadpool 3."
Yeah, Ryan Reynolds made a video announcement the other day that he posted out on social media where he was talking about how he could make Deadpool 3 or Deadpool's arrival to the MCU something special, something big. He was trying to figure it all out. And then he got to thinking, what better way than to have, this iconic character come in? And he said, so what do you think? You think you're up for playing Wolverine again one more time? And you see Hugh Jackman walk across the background and turn and go up some stairs, and you just hear him say, yeah, sure. And then it flashes to the Deadpool logo and Wolverine's claws slashing through it. So everybody thought it was a joke.
And then the next day, they realized they had a lot of questions, so they sat down together and were like, hey, so we're going to explain it. Well, then, they're doing, fun little gestures and trying to explain it. But as, Ryan Reynolds was going to explain the story so you can hear what the movie's about, he plays music over everything. So you just see them, attacking each other and telling the story. But you don't hear anything because it's just lovely tunes you're listening to.
Yeah, about the only thing you heard is, so we know you've got answers. Logan was supposed to have died, but that happened in like 2029, and we're not going to touch that. But here's what really happens. And then as soon as they start talking and they're gesturing wildly, like Vin Wiesel saying, it's just music. That's it. And then the music comes down and they're like, oh yeah, whoa, man. Hopefully that clears everything up.
Wow.
So yeah, Deadpool 3 2024 with Wolverine.
I missed a lot these last few days.
Yeah, work sucks.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. I did not realize you had not heard.
Yeah, I've been working 12 hours the last few days. Last few days.
Wow. Okay. What, now you're caught up?
Now I'm caught up.
Okay. Whew. Man. But off topic, but still sort of related. It's movie and gaming news or movie and gaming discussion. Is it this year or next year we get the Mario movie?
Not sure on the movie.
Next Christmas?
I think it's going to be next Christmas. Because they announced it in February who's doing what. So I don't think it's coming out this year.
There was a Nintendo thing. They made some posts about it. And I want to say it was 2023 when they said it was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
I did not watch it. But
right now, the release date on this says April 7th, 2023. But I thought that was supposed to be a Christmas movie.
I don't think it was supposed to be a Christmas movie.
Well, I thought they'd originally announced it at Christmas, to be released at Christmas time.
So, The New York Comic Con usually it drops like that's where like Funkos and everything, all the good announcements get dropped for that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
They're supposed to announce the Mario movie on that time,
Hmm.
so I guess we won't know too much until October 6th. But it will be shown. The first trailer will be shown at New York Comic Con.
See, right here it says that the first trailer drops October 4th.
Mm. I'm just waiting for Donkey Kong to do Seth Rogen's laugh. Just hearing that come from Donkey Kong will be so funny. And then Jack Black's Bowser, I gotta know what that's gonna be like.
Dang, I didn't even know he was Bowser. What about Keegan Michael Key as Toad?
Yeah, I think that's gonna be funny. I love that.
They have some really interesting casting choices for this movie. This could be epically awesome or epically bad.
Either way, I can't wait.
Oh, I'm gonna find out.
Oh yeah. But Jack
Was
Black is Bowser, and that is the key to this movie. If he makes it or if he doesn't.
What about Danny DeVito?
No, they don't. I mean, it would be funny if they had the penguin from Mario, and now he's playing the penguin a second time, but this time it's just the penguin Mario.
Oh, you know what would be really distasteful though? Alec Baldwin as Bullet Bill. Sorry, do you understand that joke, Jordan?
Yeah, I tend to understand y'all's nerd jokes sometimes.
So Alec Baldwin was making a movie called Rust a few months ago, and they had a mishap on set where somebody had loaded a live round into a stage gun.
Yeah, I heard about that. I want to say it was on one of the little news channels or something the other day.
Well, because now they're talking about potentially pressing charges on like 4 people. One of them presumably is Alec Baldwin.
He did kill someone.
Technically, you're not wrong.
It is manslaughter.
Technically, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
The circumstances around it are what's so bizarre.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. That would be kind of a distasteful move.
Yeah.
I want to say they said something about him having another kid around the same time. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think his wife's pregnant with like their 7th kid or something like that.
Yeah, and that was literally about the same time I saw that, and I was like, well, I guess having a kid makes you want to go around shooting people.
Well, no, it's not when they're pregnant with the kids. It's after they're born, because you don't sleep, everybody's cranky, and you're filled with exhaustion and rage.
I wouldn't know, and I don't plan on finding out.
You were filled with exhaustion and rage as a teenager.
That's because I lived with Ethan.
You had little kids in the house.
Yeah, I don't want to do that again.
Speaking of little kids, how's Pebble?
So Pebble right now is got a little sniffles and isn't exactly being, herself at the moment. But she's still playing around, going to the gym with me. Eventually, she will be my predecessor.
Well, she is starting to sneak up on those terrible 2s.
Oh, she is. That toddler stage is definitely no joke.
Yep.
Anyone who says newborn stage is the worst, I don't know why people think that, but I will say toddler stage is probably one of the least fun stages.
Wait till she hits 12.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. You haven't seen shit yet.
Teenage
years will make you wish for these problems.
I will say that the interesting part of it is people say, look at yourself in the mirror and think about everything you've done. That's what you're going to have to deal with. Ironically, I feel like I was never really a bad kid. But, I do got to look at the mama.
Well, sometimes it's not always what you did, but just think about those around you. Ethan is very much like living with my brother. Now that we're older, he and I get along great. Younger, we threw each other through doors. I shot him. He chased me with a hammer. I threw a cinder block in front of his bike. He ran me over. Those are the fun things that we do. And it's kind of like Ethan has that level of anger and frustration and whatnot. And I swear, if he had been older instead of the youngest one, oh, y'all all would have been just absolutely buried. He would have buried y'all. So, just because you weren't that kid, think about Mrs. Weasel as a teenager.
Don't. All I gotta do is say no.
And also think of the influence of, the baby.
Yeah, the baby is a bad influence.
Mm-hmm.
I think the baby's probably the best influence on this kid.
No. No. Oh, God. You've heard when he plays D&D, right? He's the worst one of us all.
I think he's the best one because that means we get to pick on her even harder. Because we pick on the baby a lot.
You've heard him talk.
Yes.
Well, his attempts at talking.
I was about to say, I think we all are still determining what the baby's language really is.
Yeah, we don't understand half of what he says. So, I mean, part of the grief he gets is warranted. The other half is when we do understand, man, that little dude's filthy.
He's amazing.
Oh, I love it. I wouldn't imagine playing without him over here, but he is not the one you would expect it from.
Speaking of the baby, I was going through my stuff, had to clear out some good old boot camp letters and stuff out of my closet. I found a baby's letter, and
he knows how to write.
And instead of being, nice, I'm going through, 10 weeks of, absolute, hell for, however long until I'm allowed to graduate, yada yada. And I was like, hey, rough time, we're brothers, what's up? And all he did was filled his letter with the most hateful and vile things that weirdly it did uplift me, typical the baby. But I was like, I am in an environment around 60 other men and drill sergeants yelling at me and degrading me constantly. And your idea to cheer me up is to send that same energy back to me?
He was reminding you of home.
Oh, he did. He definitely did.
And you're like, damn, I gotta hear this, and then I get to my bunker, and my little brother is writing it to me. God.
But would you have wanted it any other way?
I don't think I would have, but just that little, letter that I got was like, wow, you can be very distasteful.
You obviously don't pay attention during D&D then, because that's plainly obvious when he plays.
Yeah, but some people have, limits or filters, and this kid, absolutely none.
Oh no, I've never known him to have a filter out away from parents. When his dad's around, when his mom's around, he's a little bit more reserved. When Papa and Dinosaur are around, he's a little bit more reserved. But when it's just us, that dude cuts loose.
See, I thought he's always had a filter, and that's why we can't understand it. He's just talking like this the entire time.
You don't take the filter with it away?
Yeah, he's got a face mask, and it's just, invisible.
He's got one of those bad Bane masks.
Yeah.
Okay, I get it. Mm-hmm. So, Fast and Furious 10, when's that coming?
So, Fast 10, or dubbed Fast X, is coming out next year, 2023. And I want to say it's May 19th is its predicted date.
So early summer.
I thought Fast XXX already came out, though. Or did I watch the wrong thing?
You might.
I don't even want to know.
You might have, but...
I thought it was the Fast 10.
That would be Fast 20 if it was XX.
It was XXX.
That's 30. Well, you're way ahead in the series.
Well, he has another movie that had it and had XXX in it, so I thought it was the same thing. They just did the triple X. His other movie had the triple X on it.
Yeah, there's actually 3 of those as well, I think. Interesting.
There is. Because you've got the first one that he was in, then you've got the second one that has Ice Cube, and then you've got the third one with the return of Xander Cage.
And the third one had 3 X's.
All 3 of them had 3 X's.
See, I thought it was the same thing that he was going for.
Mm-hmm. The plot really didn't seem to make sense with the other movies, did it?
No, I had to turn it off after 10 minutes because I got too confused and too lost.
Sleepy. Wanted a cigarette. Is that it?
Yeah, no. Gross. Smoking's no bueno in this house. Or in my life. No bueno.
No bueno. So, Black Adam, are you coming here to watch it? Are we meeting somewhere to watch it? What are we doing for Black Adam?
So Black Adam, I was thinking maybe it's best we meet, but if I can get my 4-day pass, and the army just lets me leave, I would like to go down there and watch it. Plus, I'm sure it'd be cheaper down there.
A little bit. I mean, not a whole lot compared to what we paid for Dragon Ball.
Yeah, true. But I do plan on going down.
I actually like that theater. It was actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Small at the front.
So, well, we need to, if tickets are already on sale, then they're expecting things to sell out quick. So we need to start making a decision on where so we can start looking at getting tickets.
Yeah, I think I might be going to Corsicana for that.
Okay. We'll get together and sort that out. Boy, what else was there? Oh, what level are you on Elden Ring right now?
So Elden Ring right now, I am level 323.
That is a lot of levels.
And that's actually equal to the amount of hours I put in.
I have that much hours in Digimon.
Is there a grind worthy in Digimon?
I don't know. They kind of level up on their own most of the time.
Be clear, which Digimon?
Oh, this one's Cyber Sleuth Hacker's Memory. The Digimon are cool. Map design, though, garbage. I will admit the map design in this is pretty garbage. But my other Digimon game, it also has like 200 hours in it. Survive, which I highly recommend. I think it's better than this. But other Digimon fans may not agree. But I think Survive is good. But I also listen to the story. Because
listen to the what?
Yeah, exactly. Because it's a story-based game. It is a novel game.
Games have stories?
Yeah.
When did they start doing this crap?
I don't know. I want to say probably when they introduced Sonic the Hedgehog.
All I know is I'm grateful for the skip button. I mean, I grew up in the era of Pitfall and Pac-Man and Space Invaders. There was no story. You turned it on and you just did stuff. And if you were lucky, you got the end credits or you got game over. There was none of this other cutscene dialogue to slow you down. You just played. And that's what I want to do. I just want to play.
But see, as a writer yourself, wouldn't you enjoy someone else's story?
No. Wouldn't you enjoy it if someone actually paid attention to your story?
Yeah, paid attention to your story. Didn't just want to get straight to the action of where your story takes
you'd like them to read some of your stuff instead of like skipping chapters?
I don't care.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, if that's their I look at it like this. There are people who like to read. They're going to be the ones that buy books. There are people that want to play games. They're going to play the game. I don't buy the games to read. If I wanted to read, that's why I have books. If I wanted to watch cutscenes, that's why I have TV.
But see,
I can't play games on my TV. I can't play games reading a book. Video games are video games. If I wanted to watch animated story, it's called anime.
Okay.
But somebody like Lord Brad, who is always busy, maybe he wants to read a book, play a game, and watch a movie all at the same time. And where can you find that? In a video
game.
In a video game.
No, he can also find that in anime, though, because if he gets one that has sub and dub, you can watch it while you read it, because you're playing a game trying to figure out how to fix the audio. But then you still get to play a game of does the audio match the text?
Oh, turn on a British thing with American subtitles and then watch their mouth not match what's coming out on the American subtitles.
See? So you can play a game, read, and watch all at the same time with those.
No.
Just saying.
What was it? It was French. It was Wasabi. They had the same people dub their voices in English, but the subtitles didn't match up with it. But you knew that it was the same person, so there was like a delay in it.
I love Wasabi, and that's one of the reasons why I love it. Of course, all those foreign films, the French films, the Japanese films, the Chinese films, they're all like that.
Yeah.
And they are so much fun when you see some of the different translations.
Yeah, but the thing that got me is it's the same person.
Mm-hmm.
That's what got me, because usually when there's a dub over, it's a different person. And you can catch that. Okay, cool. I know the difference. This is someone dubbing it, and then this is what's going on. But when you hear the same exact voice doing it two different ways, it screws with you.
Well, but you don't know if what they're saying in French matches what the subtitles are. So that could be something they took one version of the script and they translated that.
Yeah.
And that's what was put into the subtitle thing. But what you got had some improvisation or whatever to it. You don't know, because I mean, when they do subtitles for those movies, they don't do live translations.
Yeah. But that's what got me, is you were able to put a face and a voice together, but not the lips. So it was like a ventriloquist talking, and then he moved his lips, or the other way around, where he just moved his lips and then did a ventriloquist thing. That's what that movie specifically, because I was able to put a face to the voice.
And you've probably never watched Wasabi, have you, Jordan?
I have not watched Wasabi.
Oh my gosh, it's fun. It's good. It's got Jean Reno. He's been in a number of different movies. Probably the one most people got introduced to him over here in the States was Leon the Professional, where he was the hitman, and Natalie Portman was young. I mean, she was like 12, something like that when this movie was made. And her family was killed, and he saved her family from some corrupt cops, which was led by Gary Oldman. And she wanted to study under him to become a hitman like him so she could get revenge on the cops that killed her dad. A really interesting movie. Really well done, actually. A little creepy for how they made Natalie Portman's character be, because she kind of fell in love with Jean Reno's character and almost not really was trying to seduce him, but kind of being flirtatious to a degree with him. And it was really kind of creepy for as young as she was. Let's see here, what else was he in? He was in Godzilla.
The one thing I watched was the Da Vinci Code. I think he was in that.
Oh yeah, he was in Da Vinci Code. Yeah,
I did watch that.
So you know who he is, but no, Wasabi is an action comedy. It's really good. I've got it here at the house. I'll have to let you watch it.
He's the partner in the Pink Panther movies.
Yes, that's right. He was.
I was like, no, I got this. Pink Panther. He's in that. He's
Beautiful.
the partner.
Oh, wow, yeah. I forgot about those.
Yeah, when people were upset because they casted an American as the French guy. Yeah. But look at us. We have three Spider-Mans, and two of them are British. So
Hey,
why are they upset?
People can be mad
do the
about
same thing.
anything. But
Yeah, they didn't hire a New Yorker. Oh, man. All right. Well, what else do we want to talk about?
Jordan, did you ever play Lunar Silver Star Story?
I did not.
Oh, damn. That's my favorite video game of all time. One of them.
And what did you find recently?
On Amazon, it's selling for like $1,000.
And what did we find recently?
Well, that you owned it. But on eBay, you could buy it for like $200 to $300. But on Amazon, it's selling for $1,000.
And I had a copy laying in my floor.
Yeah, just sitting there.
It's not in my floor anymore. But all right. Well, I guess we'll wrap that up then for this episode. 'Cause we've been going for a little while. So, well, I guess thank you, Vin Wiesel, for joining us, keeping
No
us up to
problem.
date with the Vin news.
The last of possible Vin news, or at least I think Vin should be a part of. Justin Lin, the director for a lot of the Fast and Furious movies, is making a
Mhm.
One Punch Man live action.
But Vin hasn't been attached to that project yet.
No, but he should be.
He would make a really good One Punch
He
Man.
would make a
Yeah,
very good
he's
one.
bald.
And I think it's very hard to find a bald white guy who would play this perfectly.
Yeah, that might be.
I mean, if it was the live action, I would go with Christian Bale because he's the type of actor who like gets physically in form really well. That's what he's known for, and he's not this big, bulky, square dude. He could probably pull off the slim muscle that One Punch Man is.
Okay, hear me out. Okay,
Okay.
I'm gonna throw out a casting suggestion for One Punch Man.
Okay.
Hear me out.
All right.
It's gonna be a little odd.
I know where you're going with it.
Where am I going?
Danny DeVito.
Yes. What? He would be a very unassuming person, and then wham.
Wait,
Right?
Yeah.
So, hear me out.
Okay, fine. You don't want Danny DeVito?
No. I do want Danny DeVito.
No.
Danny
Brad
DeVito.
Brad's over here, throwing faces.
I
Well,
think he'd be great as any other character besides One Punch Man.
No, I got you. DJ Qualls.
I don't even know who that is.
Oh my gosh. Do you remember Road Trip?
No.
Oh gosh, this guy.
Oh yeah.
Him. Shave his head, let him do it. So he was in The Core, Road Trip. The New Guy's my favorite for him. But yeah, he's a scrawny dude. Shave his head, let him be One Punch Man.
actually, how about somebody that stays in shape but would play the character that doesn't care? And he already plays a character that doesn't care.
Y'all keep throwing out all these requirements.
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds.
Wait, I got this.
He would have the
Chris
perfect personality.
Just have it be Chris Pratt. He's in everything else.
You know who else could do it? RDJ. He's looking for a new role.
But he's got to shave his head.
Yeah, okay. But I mean, seriously, Sherlock 3's not going anywhere anytime soon. Iron Man's dead.
I think he doesn't want to be physically. He's got to be physically fit. I don't think he wants to be like that anymore.
Hey,
I
if
think
you
it's too
look
exhausting
at Sherlock
on his whole
Holmes
body.
and saw him on the podcast with Joe Rogan, I mean, he's still in pretty good shape. He can do it.
What about Joe Rogan then?
Oh, Joe Rogan would be a good one.
I mean, he's bald. He's in shape. He's a white dude.
Yeah, we can have him. We can have him do that.
Oh, hold up.
Wait.
He's got to be Asian because people will get upset.
No. So to be sensitive to the times, we need a minority gay woman to play One Punch Man.
I thought we weren't supposed to get political on here.
True, but I mean that's what they're doing with a lot of other stuff in Hollywood. They're looking at mixing things diversifying, and how much more diversified can you get than a majority gay woman playing One Punch Man?
Who's still bald? Gotta be bald.
I gotta say, I think bald classifies as minority.
You're just saying that because you want to be a minority.
I'm just saying.
You're German.
Bald classifies minority. You know how I'm in the army, okay? The army. People are supposed to not have hair and be cleanly kept. Except me, I'm the outcast. You know why? Because I have no hair. And then they're even more surprised when they find out my hair was gone at 19. So really, I am a minority. Therefore, just cast me as the role.
Is it rude for me to laugh at that comment, my hair was gone when I was 19, while I brush hair back out of my face because I haven't had a chance to get it cut?
I would be very upset and disturbed at your lack of sensitivity.
Why? We've never had sympathy. That is a core part of our relationship with each other.
Yeah, you got Dylan who won't get a haircut and has super long hair.
Scolio.
Captain Scolio, my bad. And then we have you with no hair. And then we have me who just grows facial hair really badly to bother my grandma.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I do it. Purposely bother her. Because what does she like? Not like long hair, skinheads, and facial hair. We all got it going on.
Damn.
Yeah, I will say that is a hard one. My grandmother doesn't like skinheads, but it's like, what other option do I have to look like a decent human being?
Yeah, you didn't really get a lot of choice in that one.
Yeah, it's either I let it grow and, look like a scoundrel, or shave it all off and look like a better looking scoundrel.
Yeah. And I try and look like a homeless person, and Dylan tries to look like a hippie. All to bother Grandma, the dinosaur. It's the whole point. It's perfect. I don't know why we do it. I mean, it's fun.
Because everything we do is to jack with other people.
And speaking of,
well, not for him. He had to do it.
He doesn't have a choice. Genetically, he was pushed down that route.
So we're here to help.
Yeah, we didn't want him to be alone.
Yeah.
In that.
Yeah.
So that's really all it is. Dylan and I have long hair to help take some of the heat off of you from Grandma for having no hair, and Brandon, he grew out all that scruffy shit on his face to take heat off of me and Dylan. So we're all just helping each other.
Yeah. I just shaved a couple of weeks ago for her birthday, but it's coming back.
Until next year.
Yeah, until next year. I only shave once a year from now on.
For her birthday. Oh, good Lord. God. And what does Lady Brad think of that?
She thinks it's hilarious.
Of course she does. And that's why she fits in the family. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're going to call that quits for the day. How's that sound for y'all?
I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with whatever we do.
Yeah.
I'm along for the ride.
Well, we appreciate you coming along for the ride, and we'll have to get you to ride along with us again.
I will say, my next appearance, I hope to talk about how great Black Adam was.
Well, we've got about a month to sort that out.
I can't wait for Black Adam to come out just to tell you that Shazam 2 was like way much better. Way better.
Hey.
No, Black Adam is going to be like George of the Jungle with superpowers.
I don't know if that's racist or not.
We've got to find a way to relate it to a Brendan Fraser movie.
Oh, yeah. Because The Rock is now copying Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. The Rock can't do anything, unique. He always does.
Yeah, because they did the Mummy together.
Yeah.
So then he had the Scorpion King.
And then he did the Mummy in South America.
Yeah, he did the Mummy in South America. He also did Journey to the Center of the Earth
2,
which was Brendan Fraser did 1.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually
Black Adam.
It was actually Journey to the Mysterious Island, but it was a copy.
Yeah, you know what it was. It was Journey to the Center of the Earth too.
I was gonna say, speaking on that, he did recently. I want to say, Brendan Fraser just had his comeback, and The Rock actually reached out to him and honored him because The Rock has taken everything from Brendan Fraser, and he's like, I think
this man's the reason I am the way I am today.
Pretty much.
Brendan Fraser's gotten a lot of love from a lot of people lately for his performance of The Whale, which is apparently supposed to be a really good movie. I've not seen it. I've only ever heard one report of somebody having an issue with it, and it was some overweight dude mad that they cast Brendan Fraser in the movie about a 600-pound guy instead of somebody that weighed significantly more. But if you've seen Brendan Fraser lately, he is not the slim, svelte, kind of toned physique that he had in George of the Jungle. He's swolled up in the wrong way.
He's no longer a solid 10. He's just an 8.
Yeah. Yeah, he makes me think I'm not as fat right now. I mean, I'm not trying to knock the guy. I love Brendan Fraser, but you can definitely tell that the last few years have been really hard on him, and he hasn't been taking as good of care of himself as he had been. So hopefully that changes and he can get himself back on track with this new movie and get things back in line for him, because we like Brendan Fraser. He looking kind of rough right now.
I will say I do know as of late my feeds have been blowing up on IGN and a lot of other pages saying how well he did on the portrayal of a 600-pound teacher. And like I said, the Rock reached out to him and was like, "Hey, congratulations, good to see you again, and thanks for creating the skyrocket for my own Hollywood career."
Yeah. Well, they previewed the whale at some movie show, and he got like a 7-minute standing ovation. Everybody was so glad to see him back acting, and everybody was stunned by how well he did. Because yeah. But he was primarily more known as comedy, action, and this was a much more serious drama piece. So everybody, I think, was kind of surprised that he came in and did as well in that role as he did. But given what he's been through the last several years, I'm sure he had a lot to draw on to help get in that mindset too. But yeah, if you haven't seen pictures of him, he's had a hard few years. Anyhow. Well, I guess that's going to be it for today. We'll go ahead and call it quits there.
Yeah, that sounds good.
You know what? I'm not going to call it quits there. Congrats, Brendan Fraser. We're glad to see you back. Best of luck to you. I don't want to go out on a downer for Brendan Fraser.
Yeah.
So, well, until next time then, I don't know what we're going to chat about next time. Maybe Black Adam?
Probably.
So.
Okay. This comes out, no, because by the time the Black Adam comes out, we would already have a new episode out about something else.
Well, this one.
Was that this? Okay, yeah.
This is the only other one that's going to come out between now and then.
Okay. Maybe Black Adam.
Yeah. So you may get a double dose of Vin Wiesel. We'll chat about Black Adam before it comes out. We'll chat about Black Adam after it comes out.
And how bad it is.
What do you think about that, Vin Wiesel? You want to chat Black Adam with us next time after the movie too?
Vin Wiesel will have no problem joining the show.
Yeah, and how bad the movie's going to be.
And how great. How great.
I just like to antagonize him.
All right. Well, we've got a challenge, though. For the next 3 weeks, we have to figure out what Brendan Fraser movie Black Adam is ripping off.
I already got it. Monkey Bone. Have y'all seen that one?
I have not seen that in a while.
It's been a long time since I've seen it, but it's one I remember he was in.
Yeah. Holy crap. Well, no. So Black Adam is from old days, and he was, quote unquote, asleep for a long time. This is Encino Man. That's what this is. This is Encino Man.
But you just said it. He was asleep for a long time. That's where Monkey Bone was. Is in his sleep.
Man. So did they take Encino Man and Monkey Bones and marry them together to make Black Adam?
I guess so. They had to.
He knew he didn't have enough time to rip off every one of Brendan Fraser's movies, so he had to start merging them?
All I gotta say is maybe.
Wait. If it's back in time, could it be Blast from the Past?
No, because this one's not going to be black and white.
Oh, but it's a rom. You know the thing about Black Adam? It's kind of Monkey Bone. Probably Monkey.
I was gonna
wait. What if it's Looney Tunes kind of?
We have not
crazy off the walls magic cartoon stuff.
No, because they're not going to have animation in this. They're just going to have CGI.
Well, have you seen how bad CGI has been lately in movies? It looks more like just like crappy animation.
Let's reserve judgment then until after we see the movie.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm kind of digging Monkey Bones a little bit. I'm not convinced that it's not Encino Man, but I'm digging the Monkey Bone suggestion.
I'm thinking we're looking at Egyptian Monkey Bone.
He did a cartoon called Sinbad with it looks like there's a genie in it. So there's magic and genies. Could be that.
Hence, Monkey Bone.
Still make it Monkey Bone. I'm going to click on that, see anything else about Sinbad. Beyond the Veil of Mist.
We'll be back in our next episode where we'll likely be talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson starring in the remake of Brendan Fraser's Monkey Bone as Black Adam.
The Prince of the Seaside Monarchy enters Sinbad to stop an evil wizard who threatens to take over the realm. I don't know.
Oh, damn. We've got contenders. Well, how about we leave it on that cliffhanger then? The next episode, we'll have come to an agreement, the three of us, as to which one of these movies it represents.
Encino Man, Monkey Ball, or Sinbad?
Mm-hmm.
I will say,
Maybe we
villain,
need to wait and see the movie before we declare which one.
the true
Okay,
villain.
so that means we gotta
has yet
watch
to
the
be-
2000s crappy animated Sinbad movie.
No.
Oh, if it's an evil wizard, it's Sinbad?
Maybe. All right. We got homework to do. You ready for that, Vin Wiesel?
Vin Wiesel is ready to compare Black Adam to Monkey Bone starting now.
All right. Well, until next time, everybody, I guess we're gone. So that's fantastic. Oof. Thank you for listening to this episode of Nerd Shit. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at facebook.com/LordBradBrad to see when new episodes drop. Or you can find our channel on YouTube. Just search Lord Brad Brad and look for our logo. You can listen to all of your favorite episodes of Nerd Shit directly from our website, www.lordbradbrad.com, where you can also learn a little bit more about us and the products we use and reference on the show. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to donate to the show, we gladly accept donations at coffee.com/LordBradBrad. That's coffee, spelled ko-fi.com/LordBradBrad. Or you can just click the link at the bottom of our website. If you have any comments on anything discussed in this episode or would like to suggest a topic you would like to hear us talk about in a future episode, hit us up on our Facebook page. Again, that's facebook.com/LordBradBrad. Until next time, this is Reoric signing off and telling you to keep doing that nerd shit because you know we will.